In the heart of a small village in Africa, nestled among the rolling hills and vibrant landscapes, life thrived amidst a backdrop of tradition and community. It was 2014, and the village was no stranger to the relentless grip of malaria, a disease that often claimed the lives of its inhabitants. One fateful day, a man named Kwame succumbed to the illness, or so it was believed. The villagers mourned his passing, gathering to pay their respects as they laid him to rest beneath the ancient baobab tree, a site of significance that had witnessed countless generations come and go. 3 days later, a strange occurrence unfolded that would challenge the very fabric of their understanding of life and death. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the village, Kwame appeared at his doorstep, alive and seemingly untouched by the clutches of death. The villagers, who had just begun to heal from the grief of his loss, were paralyzed by a mix of dread and disbelief. They rushed to confirm what their eyes were telling them, each one affirming that this was indeed the same man they had laid to rest. Whispers spread like wildfire through the village, igniting a cacophony of speculation and fear. Was he a ghost? Had he returned from the afterlife? Or was he a vessel for something darker? The villagers, steeped in a rich tapestry of folklore and tradition, began to recall tales of the zombi, a concept deeply rooted in their cultural history. In Haiti, the word was synonymous with individuals who had been rendered lifeless by mysterious potions, only to be revived in a trance-like state, devoid of their former selves. The idea of being trapped between life and death sent shivers down their spines, and the villagers were left grappling with the implications of Kwame's return. As the days passed, the village was engulfed in a palpable tension. Some welcomed Kwame back with open arms, seeing him as a miracle, while others viewed him with suspicion, convinced that he was no longer the man they once knew. They gathered in hushed circles, debating the nature of his existence. Was he the same Kwame, or had he become a specter of his former self? The lines between reality and myth began to blur, and the villagers found themselves caught in a web of fear, curiosity, and uncertainty. This incident was not unique to their village. Throughout history, cultures around the world have grappled with similar phenomena, where the boundaries of life and death seem to dissolve. In Haiti, the lore of the zombie has persisted for centuries, interwoven with the practice of voodoo. The belief that certain individuals could be brought back from the brink of death, only to exist in a state of servitude, illustrates humanity's fascination with the concept of resurrection. It raises profound questions about the soul, identity, and the very essence of what it means to be alive. Modern science, too, has encountered its own mysteries that challenge our understanding of life and death. One such phenomenon is Lazarus Syndrome, a term used to describe cases where individuals who have been pronounced dead suddenly return to life. Medical professionals have documented bizarre instances where patients, after being declared lifeless, inexplicably revive. These occurrences leave experts baffled as they probe the underlying mechanisms that could explain such a phenomenon. Is it a mere coincidence, a medical anomaly, or something more profound that eludes scientific understanding? The implications of these occurrences extend beyond mere curiosity. They provoke existential questions that have haunted humanity for centuries. What if there are genuine instances of people coming back from the dead? What does it mean for our understanding of mortality? The very idea that life could persist beyond the traditional boundaries of death evokes both wonder and fear. It forces us to confront our beliefs about the afterlife, the soul, and the intricate dance between existence and non-existence. As the villagers grappled with Kwame's return, they found themselves at a crossroads of belief and skepticism. Some sought guidance from elders, who recounted tales of spirits and the afterlife, while others turned to science, hoping to find rational explanations for the inexplicable. The village became a microcosm of the broader human experience, where ancient beliefs collided with modern understanding, and the quest for answers became a journey of self-discovery. Kwame, for his part, seemed to bear the weight of his unusual resurrection. He struggled to reconcile his experience with the world around him. While he appeared physically unchanged, he felt an unsettling disconnect from the life he had known. Memories of his illness were hazy, as if they belonged to someone else. The villagers, too, treated him with a mix of reverence and trepidation, as though he were a living embodiment of their fears and hopes. In the end, the question of whether Kwame was truly alive or merely a shadow of his former self lingered in the air like the scent of rain on dry earth. The villagers continued to share stories about him, weaving new narratives that blurred the lines between reality and myth. They debated the nature of his existence, each perspective adding another layer to the tapestry of their collective consciousness. As the sun set over the village, casting a golden hue across the landscape, the villagers gathered once more beneath the baobab tree. They shared their fears, their beliefs, and their hopes for the future. In that moment, they realized that the boundaries between life and death were not as rigid as they once believed. Instead, they existed in a fluid space where stories, traditions, and experiences intertwined, creating a rich narrative that defined their humanity. Kwame's return had not only challenged their understanding of life and death, but had also sparked a profound exploration of what it means to be alive. In the face of uncertainty, the villagers found solace in their shared experiences, forging connections that transcended the mysteries of existence. And as they looked up at the stars twinkling in the vast African sky, they understood that perhaps the true essence of life lies not in the certainty of existence, but in the stories we tell and the connections we forge along the way.